Hi dear future teachers, welcome to today's session on Unit 7 Education Initiative MCQ series. MCQ series. So here I am going to start MCQ series with your permission. Thank you. Before I am moving to the MCQ series, I want to discuss few key points related to this educational initiative. What is that one? Related to educational initiatives. What are they? That is about what policies and regulations acts schemes introduced by government of India. As we know very well, here the educational initiatives are main education initiative main agenda is to provide quality education, equity means what? Discrimination, no discrimination, and inclusive education, that means children with special need and children without special needs all together will learn in under one platform. So that is about the uh, education initiative taken by the government of India. The core objective of education objectives, that is about universal education access. Universal educational access, that means we simply called as universal access to education. Universal access to education, equity, inclusion of children with special needs, quality improvement, skill development. These are the core objective of education initiative. As we know very well, the major policies has been taken in the current scenario, that is NEP 2020. NEP 2020, RTE 209 2009, sorry, RTE Act 2009, RPW Act 2016, and curriculum frameworks NCF. So these are the major initiatives are taken place in the government India. So here, with your permission, I want to start the MCQ series. That is, here is the first question. Under the National Education Policy NEP 2020, the traditional 10 plus 2 structure of school education has been replaced by new pedagogical and curricular structure. What is that? 5432, 5334, 4433, 3534. So here is answer is, that is about 5334. 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. That is about NEP 2020 replaces 10 plus 2 structure with a 5334 design corresponding to age ranges 3 to 8 years. The first is 5 years, 3 to 8 years, where it is going to cover foundational. It is about foundational, and this is about the preparatory. Next 3 years, that is from 8 to 11, it is about the preparatory. Then 11 to 14, that is about middle, and 14 to 18, this is about secondary. So here NEP 2020 is replaced existing curriculum to 5 plus 3 plus 3 4. So that is foundational, preparatory, middle, and secondary. Second question. According to NEP 2020, the foundation stage consists of which of the following? So here, according to the 2020 NEP 2020, the foundation stage is what? That is A, 3 years of Anganwadi preschool plus class 1 to B, class 1 to 5, C, 5 years of primary schooling only, D, class 3 to 5. So here is answer is, that is about 3 years of Anganwadi or preschool plus class 1 and class 2. Here it is 3 years, it is 2 years, total 5 years, which is nothing but foundational stage. The first 5 years of the new structure comprise of 3 years of preschool or Anganwadi, followed by 2 years of primary school, that is class 1, class 2, focusing on play-based learning for ages 3 to 8. Question number 3. To achieve universal foundation literacy and numeracy in primary school, the Ministry of Education launched which specific national mission under NEP 2020. So here, to achieve foundational literacy and numeracy, FLL. What is that one? FLN, the government Ministry of Education introduced a scheme or plan. What is that as per NEP 2020? A. Rosa, B. Nupin Bharat, C. PM Evidya, D. Swayam. So your answer is Nipun Bharat. The National Initiative for Proficiency in Reading with Understanding and Numeracy. What is the full form of Nipun? National Initiative for Proficiency in Reading with Understanding and Numeracy. Nipun Bharat aims to ensure that every child attains foundational literacy and numeracy by the end of grade 3 by 2026 to 27, this academic year. That is grade 3, and that program is Nipun Bharat National Initiative for Proficiency in Reading with Understanding and Numeracy. Question number 4. NEP 2020 proposes the creation of Gender Inclusion Fund primarily to pay salaries exclusive to female teachers, provide equitable quality education to all girls and transgender students, fund women's college only, provide free laptops to female students. So here is the answer B. Provide equitable quality education to all girls and transgender students. Gender Inclusion Fund. The Gender Inclusion Fund aims to build the capacity of the nation to provide equitable, high quality education for all girls and transgender students, recognizing them as a key part of socio-economically disadvantaged groups. Socio-economically disadvantaged groups. Fifth one, what is the full form of PARAK? The National Assessment Center proposed by NEP 2020. So the answer is, I'm not going with all options. I'm direct because I don't want to waste your time. Just I'm taking. Okay, I go with it. Performance assessment review and analysis of knowledge, holistic development, program for analytical research and knowledge handling. C. Primary assessment rules and knowledge hub. D. Policy for assessment, registration, knowledge and knowledge handling. So here is the answer is that is P. Performance, A. Assessment, R. Review, and A for and K for A for analysis and K for knowledge, H for holistic. So here performance assessment, review and analysis of knowledge for holistic development. PARAK is established as a standard setting body to advise boards on assessment pattern, promoting a shift from rote memory learning to competency based evolution. Sixth one, under the Right to Education RTE Act 2009, what is the minimum number of working hours per week mandate for teachers? So here is the answer 35, 40, 45, 50. So here the answer is 45 hours, including preparation hours. Section 19 and the schedule of RT Act specify that a teacher is expected to work at least 45 hours per week, which include teaching as well as time for preparation. Time for preparation and teaching. That's about 45 hours. Seventh one. Section 12(1)(c) of RTE Act 2009 mandates unaided private schools to reserve what percentage of their seats at entry level for children belonging to weaker sections and disadvantaged group. Advantaged group. So your answer 10, 15, 20, 25. So that's about 25%. The Act requires private unaided school to reserve at least 25% of their entry level seats, class 1 or pre-primary, for children from economically weaker section and disadvantaged groups, providing free education to them. Yeah, it's one question. The RT Act 2009 strictly prohibits which of the following? A. Physical punishment and mental harassment. B. Screening procedure for admission. C. Capitation fees. D. All of this. So your answer is D. All of this. The RT Act explicitly bans physical mental punishment according to Section 17. Capitation fees and any screening procedures like interviews or tests for admitting children according to section 13. Question number 9. According to the Rights of Persons with Disabilities RPWD Act 2016, how many types of disabilities are officially recognized? So here the answer is 7, 14, 21, 28. So here is 21. The RPWD Act expanded the list of recognized disabilities from 7 to 21. 7 is 1995 Act, including new categories like acid attack victims, specific learning disabilities like dyslexia, dyscalculia, and Parkinson's disease. 10th one. What does the term benchmark disability mean under the RPW Act 2016? A person having any visible physical disability, a person with not less than 40% of specified disability certified by certifying authority, a person with 100% complete loss of sensory function, a person with who attended a special school. So here is the answer. A person with not less than 40% of a specified disability certified by the certifying authority to avail certain benefits and reservation under the law like education and employment quota. An individual must have benchmark disability defined as having at least 40% of the recognized impairment. That means here they must have at least 45% recognized disability. Okay, I'm taking this one here. At least they must have 40% recognized disability. Question number 11. While the ATI Act 2009 guarantees free and compulsory education for all children ages 6 to 14, what is the age group covered for children with benchmark disability under RPWD Act 2016? So it is benchmark related to the disabilities under Act RPWD 2016. So here general student that is 6 to 14, but here as per the RPWD that is about 6 to 18 years. Chapter 3 section 31 of RPWD Act 2016 explicitly guarantees the right to education for every child with a benchmark disability between 6 to 18 years, 6 to 18 years in a neighborhood school or a special school of their choice. 12th one. The National Curriculum Framework Foundation Stage NCFS 2022 is highly inspired by the ancient Indian tradition, that is Panchakosha Vikas. This concept is refers to A. 5 stage of formal schooling, B. 5 distinct domains of holistic child development, C. 5 ancient texts used for reading, D. 5 methods of student assessment. So here the answer is 5 distinct domains of holistic development. Panchakosha Vikas include physical, that we called as Annamaya, Life energy, that is called pranamaya. Third one, emotional or mental, that is called manomaya. Fourth one, intellectual, that is about vijnanamaya. Fifth one, spiritual, that is about anandamaya. Developed providing a holistic framework for every child care education. So there are five panchakosas, that is Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Annamaya for physical, Pranamaya for life energy, Manomaya for mental or emotional, Vijnanamaya for intellectual, and Anandamaya for spiritual. Question number 13. Jadu Pitara is a magic box launched by Ministry of Education, is primarily associated with what? A. Digital tablet given to high school students. B. A play-based learning material collection designed for the foundation stage under the NCFFS. C. A scholarship scheme for minority students. D. Science laboratory equipment for secondary schools. So his answer is, that is about a play-based learning material collection designed for the foundation stage under NCFFS. Jadoo Pithaura is an initiative, play-based learning and teaching material like toys, puzzle, puppets, posters, tailored for children aged 3 to 8 years, preparatory, reflecting the play way pedagogy of the NCFFS 2022. Question number 14. According to the National Curriculum Framework for School Education, NCFSC 2023, how has the structured board exams been recommended to change? Board exams should be completely eliminated. Students should be allowed to take board exam twice a year with the best score retained. Board exams should only consist of multiple choice questions. D. Board exams should test rote memorization of textbook. So here is the answer is B. Students should be allowed to take board exams twice a year, like in class 10 CBSE. You have two times this year annuals. If you are unable to score good marks in session 1, then you can attend session 2. If you are getting good marks, then that will be considered. If you are not getting, the previous one will be considered as your score. So here, with a best score retained. To reduce the stress and high stakes anxiety, NCFSC 2023 recommends offering board exams twice a year, moving away from testing rote memory towards assessing core competencies and understanding. 15th one. Under NEP 2020 and NCFSC 2023, the term SEDG stands for Special Education Development Groups, Socio-Economical Disadvantaged Groups, Secondary Education Directive Guidelines, State Endorsed Degree Guidelines. So it is the answer, socio-economically disadvantaged groups. SCDGS broadly encompasses groups marginalized due to gender, socio-cultural identity, SC, ST, OBC, minority, geographic identities like villages, small town, disabilities, and socio-economic condition, migrant communities, low income. Question number 16. Which constitutional amendment added Article 21A, making education a foundational right in India? 21A. That is 42nd Amendment 1976, 44th Amendment 1978, 86th Amendment 2002, 97th one, that is 2011. So your answer is, that is about 86th Amendment 2002. The 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002 inserted Article 21A, declaring that the state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of age 6 to 14 years. 70th one. The Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan is an overarching, integrated scheme for school education that subsumed which three usual schemes. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan from three usual schemes. What is that? A. SSA, RMSA, TE. B. Midday Meal, SSA, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. C. Navodaya, Kendriya and RMSA. D. Operation Blackboard, SSA, T. So here's the answer is that is about SSA, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, the teacher education T. So Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan launched in 2018, Samagra Shiksha and Unified Primary, SSA, Secondary RMSA, Teaching Aid Training, that is T. So Samagra Shiksha is a unified concept from SSA, RMSA and teacher education. SSA goal is primary, RMSA that is secondary, teacher training that is about the training institution. Programs into a single comprehensive scheme extended from preschool to class 12. Question number 18. The Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya KGBV scheme specifically aimed to provide. Why KGBV specifically aimed to provide? What KGBV specifically provide? So I don't want to go with the option, just I am taking direct answer. That is about answer B. What is the residential upper primary and secondary school for girls belonging predominantly to SC, ST, OBC and minority communities in educationally backward blocks. KGBVs provide access and quality education with residential facilities for girls for marginalized communities. Under Samagra Shiksha, KGBVs have been upgraded to provide education up to class 12th. Question number 19. Article 45 Indian of the Indian Constitution, which is nothing but directive principle, was amended following the introduction of Article 21A. What does Article 45 now? Direct the state to provide free higher education for adults, early childhood care and education for all children until they complete the age of 6 years, reservation in private jobs for minorities, mandatory military training for youth. So here Article 45 of Indian Constitution, a directive principle that is focusing on early childhood care and education for all children until they complete age of 6 years, because 6 to 14 years is the age group was moved to Article 21A as a fundamental right. Article 45 was rewritten to focus the state duty on providing early childhood care and education ECCE for children below 6 years. Question number 20. According to the RT Act 2009, what should be the pupil teacher ratio for pre-primary school? That is as per 2009, and that is about 1 to 5 class according to 2009 RTE. That is 20:1, 30:1, 35:1, 40:1. That is about 30:1. The RT Act mandates a PTR, that is about pupil teacher ratio 30:1. 30:1 for primary school. For upper school 35:1. This is for upper, this is for the primary. 21st one, PM3 schools is a centrally sponsored scheme designed primarily shut down underperforming rural school, establish specialized middle school across India, C. Upgrade and develop existing schools to showcase the implementation of NEP 2020 and act as exemplar schools in their region. So D. Provide private funding to elite international schools. So your answer is upgrade, develop existing schools to showcase the implementation of NEP 2020 and act as exemplar schools in their regions. PM Schools for Rising India will upgrade thousands of existing schools to deliver high quality, inclusive education reflecting all components of the National Education Policy 2020. Question number 22. Article 15 of the 3 of the Indian Constitution empowers the state to make special positive discrimination provisions for which specific group, that is religious minority, women and children, senior citizens, armed forces, veterans. So here the answer is women and children. While Article 15 prohibits discrimination, Clause 3 specifically allows the state to make special provisions like free education scheme for girls and child protection laws for women and children. 23. Under the RT Act 2009, the School Management Committee (SMC) must have what percentage of parents or guardian representation? 25, 50, 75, 100. So your answer is 75. To ensure community participation and accountability, the ATI Act mandates that 75% of the members of an SMC must be parents or guardians of children studying in the school, with a further rule that 50% of the SMC members must be women. Total 75%. In this one, 50 must be women representatives. Question number 24. See, 20 we have only 1 to 23. That is about the teaching aptitude question. We will get 23 question. In that one, you have to attempt 23 are the choice. Now, continuation to 24 to 46. That is mock test 2 on unit 7. So here the 24th question. The mobile application Prashast launched by NCRT is intended for Prashast tracking teacher attendance, online delivery of digital textbook, pre-assessment holistic screening tool to help teachers systematically screen and identify disabilities in school children, meaning managing the midday meal scheme inventory. So your answer is pre-assessment holistic screening tool to help teacher systematically screen and identify disabilities in school children. Prashas is a disability screening app designed to facilitate early identification of 21 disabilities RPW 2016 condition recognized under the RPWD Act 2016. 25th one, which constitutional provision explicitly protect the right of linguistic or religious minority to establish the administered education institution for their choice. Article 21A, Article 30, 46 and 51A. So here is the answer, that is about Article 30. Article 30 states that all minorities, whether based on religious or language, shall have the right to establish and administer education institutions of their choice, as per Article 30. So that's why minorities will be minority schools. 26. In the context of the school pedagogy, under NCFSC 2023, there is a strong emphasis on removing hard separations. Sorry, hard separation according to NCFSC. Teacher and principals, formative and summative assessment. C. Arts and science, curriculum and extracurriculum activities, vocational and academic streams. D. Primary and secondary school buildings. So here is the answer is arts and science, curricular and extracurricular activities, vocational and academic streams. NCFSC promotes multidisciplinary learning, allowing students flexibility to choose subjects across traditional boundaries, removing the science, rigid barriers of science, commerce, and humanities. Question number 27. NEP 2020 recommends that occasional education along with internships, backlist days should be integrated into the school curriculum starting from grade 1, grade 6, grade 9, grade 11. So your answer is grade 6. NEP 2020 envisions that every student will take a fun course during grade 6 to 8. During grade 6 to 8. That gives hands-on experience of occasional craft, participating a 10-day bagless period to intern with local vocational expert. 10 days bagless day, grade 6 to 8, according to NEP 2020. Question number 28. Article 51A K of the Constitution places a fundamental duty on A. The state government to build school. B. The central government to fund education. C. The parent or guardian to provide opportunity for education to their child or ward between ages of 6 and 14 years. D. Teacher to attend school every day. So your answer is the parent or the guardian to provide opportunity for education to their child or ward between age 6 to 14 years. Added by the 86th Amendment Act 2002, Article 21A, Article 51K makes it the fundamental duty of citizens, parents or guardian to ensure their children receive education. 30. To promote girl education and tackle declining child sex ratio, the Government of India launched Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme, which three ministries jointly run this initiative. That means three ministries are associated with the Beti Padhao Beti Bachao. So, sorry, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. Sorry, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. So that is about Minister of Education, Minister of Defense, Minister of Finance. B. Minister of Women and Child Development, Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Minister of Education. C. Minister of Rural Development, Minister of Education, Minister of Affairs. D. Minister of Education, Minister of Skill Development, Minister of Labors. So here is the answer, that is about Ministry of Women and Development. So child development. Minister of Health and Family Welfare. Health and Family Welfare. Minister of Education. So here Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, that is about Minister of Women and Child Development. Minister of Health and Family Welfare, and Minister of Education. BBP, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, is a ministerial effort focusing on preventing gender-based sex selective elimination, ensuring survival and protection of the girl child, and ensuring her education and participation. 31. Under the RPWD Act 2016, a government establishments must reserve what percentage of total vacancies for persons with benchmark disabilities. That is about answer number 4. The 2016 Act increases the quota for disability reservation in government jobs from 3 to 4%. Earlier it is 3%, now it is increased to 4%. Note, reservation per person with benchmark disability in higher education institution is what? 5%. For higher education it is 5%. For other establishment organization that is about 4%. Question number 31. What is the central goal of the UDICE Plus initiative in the Indian education system? UDICE Plus. To distribute free uniform to students, to act as a comprehensive national database or management information system for all schools, to monitor infrastructure, teachers and enrollment. C. To conduct the central board examination. D. To design the syllabus for university courses. So here the answer is to act as a comprehensive national database or management information system for all schools, to monitor infrastructure, teachers and enrollments. Unified District Information System, UDICE, Unified District Information System for Education Place, is one of the largest management information system for school education in the world, collecting real-time data to drive policy decisions. Question number 32. According to the NEP 2020, what is the gross enrollment ratio GER target to be achieved in higher education by 2035? 25, 50, 75, 100. So here is the answer, that is about 50%. How much? 50%. NEP 2020 aims to significantly increase access to higher education, targeting GER 50% by 2035, up from 26.3 to 8 in 2018 it is 26.3. By end of 35 it must be 50. That is the program agenda for the NEP 2020. Aims for 100 GER in school education by 2030. Here, that is about the that is about the gross enrollment ratio target to achieve the higher education. That is higher education and school education. That is aims for 2030. So aims for 100% GER in school, that is about 2030. That is higher education 50%. School 100% will be 2030. Question number 33. The RT Act 2009 stipulates that the distance to a primary school 125 from neighborhoods should not be exceed. So that is 13510. So the answer is it should be 1 kilometer. To ensure access, the RT rules specify that primary school must be established within 1 kilometer walking a distance of the neighborhood, and an upper primary school at 3 kilometers. Primary is 1 kilometer, upper primary is 3 kilometers. 34th one. Academic Bank of Credit ABC proposed in NEP 2020 is designed to provide student loans for higher education, digitally store the academic credits earned by the student from various recognized higher education institutions, allowing for multiple entry and exit system. C. Pay teacher salaries directly into their bank account. D. Fund construction of new school buildings. So here is the answer. Digitally stored academic credit earned by students from various recognized higher education institutions, allowing for multiple entry and exit points. The ABC allows student flexibility. If they must drop out of a degree program, their credits are saved and they can be returned later to complete their degree without having to start over from the first year. If in the third, if it is a 4 year degree, if the student is discontinuing second year after marriage, after his work completion, he can join in third year. So that is the benefit of ABC. Question number 35. Which article of the Constitution directs the state to promote educational and economic interest of scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and other weaker sections? 21, 46, 51, and 14. So here is the answer, that is about Article 46, sorry, Article 46. Article 46 is a directive principle of state policy that commands the state to protect the weaker sections from social injustice and exploitation, specifically promoting their educational and economic interest. Question number 36. A key feature of the RPWD Act 2016 is the emphasis on reasonable accommodation in an education setting. This means what? Giving students with disability a place to sleep at school, making necessary and appropriate modification and adjustment to ensure persons with disabilities enjoy their rights equally with the others. C. Exempting disabled students from our exam. D. Charging lower fees for students with disabilities. So it is the answer. Yes, of course. Making necessary and appropriate modifications and adjustments to ensure persons with disabilities enjoy their rights equally with others. Reasonable accommodation means modifying the environment, curriculum format, or testing condition. Example, providing a scribe, a ramp, screen reading software. 2. Level the playing field without imposing disproportionate burden on the school. Question number 37. Article 350A of Indian Constitution emphasizes the importance of a teaching Hindi to all citizens, providing adequate facility for instruction in mother tongue at the primary stage of education to children belonging to linguistic minority groups. C. Making English as the official language of the Supreme Court. D. Funding scientific research. So here is the answer. Providing adequate facilities for instruction in the mother tongue at the primary stage of education to the children belonging to linguistic minority group up to 5th grade. A support that is can take up to 8th class also. So that is about providing adequate facilities for instruction in the mother tongue at the primary stage of education to children belonging to the linguistic minority groups. This article supports the pedagogical consensus also echoed strongly in NEP 2020 that foundation learning is most effective when delivered in the child mother tongue. Question number 38. Balavatika is the term newly emphasized under the NEP 2020 and NCFFS. It refers to that is about a preparatory class before one for children aged 5 to 6 years, focusing on play based learning. The policy envisions that prior to the age of 5, every child will move to preparatory class or Balvatika, that is, before class 1, which has an ECC early child care education, qualified teacher, and focus on cognitive, socio emotional play based learning. 39. Section 28 of the RT Act 2009 explicitly prohibits teachers from using teaching aids, engaging in private tuition or private teaching activities, organizing sports events, D. Communicating with parents. So here is the answer. Engaging in private tuition or private teaching activities. Section 28 of RT Act 2009. To ensure that teachers dedicate their full energy to school and do not financially exploit students by withholding information in class to force them into paid after school tuitions. Section 28 bans private tuition by government school teachers. Sorry, 39. Sorry, that is 29. So here 40. Under the Samagra Shiksha, there is a strong focus on integration of vocational education with general academic education. This initiative is known as Shagun Udan Samagra Vocational V in School Vocationalization of School Education. So your answer is D. V in School Vocationalization of School Education. The scheme aimed to integrate vocational education with general education from class 9 to 12 to enhance the employment of youth, aligning with NEP 2020 goal of exposing 50% of learners to vocational education. 41. According to the RPWD Act 2016, what is the composition of the Central Advisory Board on Disabilities? A. It consists only of medical doctors. B. It is a multi-stakeholder body including minister, expert, and significant representation of persons with disabilities the to advise the government on policies. It consists only of Supreme Court judges. D. It is an international UN body. So here is the answer. That is, it is a multi-stakeholder body including ministers, experts, and significant representations of persons with disabilities to advise the government on policies. The Act establishes central and state advisory board as the highest policy making bodies on disability manner, ensuring the mantra nothing about us without us. What is that? Nothing about us without us is upheld by mandating representation from the disabled community. Which of the following is not an education goal mentioned in NAP 2020? Promoting multilingualism and the power of language. B. Fostering logical decision and making innovation. C. Encouraging the rote memorization of textbook for competitive exam. D. Ensuring equity and inclusion. So here is the answer. encouraging the rote memorization of textbooks for competitive exams. NEP 2020 actively crusades against the culture of rote memorization and the coaching classes culture, advocate instead for critical thinking, holistic development, and formative assessment. 43. The note detection policy, initially mandated by RT Act 2009, was amended in 2019. What is the current status of this policy? All students must now pass a board exam in class 1. Student can now choose to hold back a student in class 5 and class 8 if they fail the regular examination and a re-examination. The policy remains completely unchanged. No child can ever be held back. The schools can expel any child who failed. So your answer is that is, state can now choose to hold back a student in class 5 and class 5 if they fail the regular examination and re-examination. Due to due to concern about declining learning outcome, the RT Act was amended to allow states to conduct regular exams in class 5 and 8. If a child fails, they are given remedial classes and re-examination. If they fail again, the state may hold them back. Expulsion is still completely banned. 43. What does the term inclusive education explicitly mean as defined in the RPWD Act 2016? So here, opening separate isolated school for children with disabilities. B. A system of education wherein students with and without disabilities learn together and the system of teaching and learning is suitably adapted to meet the learning needs of different types of students with disabilities. C. Teaching only the brightest students in the classroom. D. Providing online education to disabled children at home. So your answer is B. A system of education wherein students with and without disabilities learn together and the system of teaching and learning suitably adapted to meet the learning needs of different types of students with disabilities. The Act provides a robust legal definition of inclusive education, emphasizing that the environment, curriculum, and pedagogy must adapt to the child, ensuring they are educated alongside non disabled peers. 45th, under the NEP 2020, the support the education of SEDGs. What special areas are designated where there are significantly large populations from socio-economically disadvantaged groups? A. Special economic zones, special education zones, marginalized learning sectors, disadvantaged school blocks, such MLSDS. So your answer is special education zones. NEP 2020 recommends declaring regions with large SEDG population as special education zones where all the schools and policies are implemented to the maximum through additional concert effort and funding. Last one. Which of the following constitutional articles ensures equality of opportunity in matters of public employment, thereby affecting the recruitment of the teacher? So here is the answer. Article 14, 16, 19, 21, that's about 16. Article 16 guarantees equality of opportunity for all citizens in matters relating to employment or appointment to any office under the state and allows for the reservation of posts for backward classes adequately inadequately represented in the service. So these are 46. In our examination you will get only 23. Out of 23 we have to attempt 20 questions. So that for every unit I made two mock tests, complete mock test. That means every 1 to 10 units I made with the 46 means, which means 23 plus 23. Here you have to attempt in your NSET examination, you have to attempt 20 questions. Okay, thank you.